West. Salute. Welcome to Damu Kiwe Conversations. It's Duke Sims done. Hit that like button on your way in. You know what I'm saying? We do got the content. Welcome to Damu Kiwe Conversations. And I spelled conversations wrong. Hit that like button. It's free. Carolina Bird said if they have 20,000 wiretaps, that means they're going to uncover who he was on the phone with. Said CS2 Brokeback always loved to say that he called or received a call from somebody about some. Oh yeah, he ain't talked to that busted. Like y'all been saying, CS2 Brokeback been working the entire time, and since when did the feds start making deals with people, sex trafficking minors? Not a good look for them. Well, shit, it sounds like they got an agenda. You know what I'm saying? Get the one away from the get them the one that's helping and build up these kids in the community. Lock him up and keep all of the ones that pimp on minors out and about. Free Big U until it's back. Salute Nino Black. Appreciate that, man. Y'all hit that like button. Selena, salute to the chat. Welcome to Damu Kiwe Conversations. Make sure you hit the like button as you enter and listen to the content. Salute. We stay active in our checks over here, so please make sure that you get active. Make sure that you lace them chucks tight and get active with that like button. Make sure to share and stay active in the chat. Yeah, man, do that. Hashtag free big U. We got the content. Kid the Barber. Shout out Damu Kiwe Conversations. Duke Sims and Yael. Salute King Dukes. Freestyle God. Salute to you. Twisted by Meek. Salute to you. Play that section by Yael. Kid. Salute Megan Davis. Salute Nina Free Big U. The Crenshaw District needs them. That's a fact. Bless, salute, peace, love, and light, family. Free Big U. Facts. Check out my last freestyle, King. Hey, freestyle God, you gotta send it to my my DMs on Instagram at Active Chats. Hold on, I gotta take this call. This to my dad. He got my son with him. Hello.
And then we at Draw's house, man.
Y'all at who house?
At TD's house.
Oh, y'all at TD house. Hey, y'all already recorded or y'all? What y'all got going on?
Came out yet.
Who did y'all call TD? Y'all phone messing up. Hello? Hello? Hold on, let me put this on real quick. Hey, y'all hit that like button coming in. We got the content. I got to, yeah, hello?
Hey, you ain't shit, man.
How I ain't shit?
Man, how you not in LA and it's supposed to be your birthday week, man?
Hey, man, you know, I told you I got to see the dentist, but to get the oral surgeon that's taking out these 2 wisdom teeth. So I had to stay out here for that. But look, is TD at the house?
On the street?
Is TD, did y'all already get on the phone with TD?
So park on the street, right? All right, pick up.
Hello?
Yeah.
Y'all already got in contact with TD?
Yeah, we at his house right now. I'm finna park the car on the street and shit.
All right, I'm live right now. I'll talk to y'all after my live.
All right, for sure.
All right, love you.
Well.
Hey, y'all, what you got going on? They in the stew right now, my brother. The Kiwe pop star. You ain't in the stew, brother?
Brother, I've been working overtime. We having a situation at the job. One of our leads quit.
Well, Lamonte out here. I told you Lamonte was gonna be out here today, bro.
Yes, brother. I know.
I
have to get
a salute.
Time.
I guess we stayed on too long. The clubhouse room expired. Miss Lisa, what up? Luke from the Loop, what up? Twisted by Meeks. Okay, they coming in. Everybody coming in. Let's get straight into the content so we can get this over with. I know everybody got things that they want to do. We're going to get right into the content. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Let me get right into the content. I think we started with Big U push for a speedy trial, 20,000 wiretaps. But what's in the wiretaps? You know what I'm saying? Just because you recorded 20,000 of my calls, what was in the calls? What was I saying? Was I having phone sex with Maria?
Not a
Like,
whole, not nothing.
right. You know what I'm saying? 20,000 calls. You mean to tell me that I incriminated myself 20,000 times? So what is the purpose of y'all putting that shit out for? Did you already eat, Marty? So what is the purpose of y'all putting that out there for? You know what I'm saying? Like y'all trying to further contaminate the potential jury poll or the potential jury thing. Okay, that we got that. Let me get to this real quick. It's a whole lot going on, man. I'm gonna keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? Brother Love went to court today. Brother Love did it. He did it. Puff Daddy. Puff, puff, pass with your punk ass. Speaking of men that like men, you know what I'm saying? He went to court today. He picking his jury. They offered Diddy 5 years, bro, and he didn't take it. Diddy probably knows something that we don't know, bro. Cause they was talking about he might not never get out of jail. They get the picking jury, and the feds offered him 5 years, bro. Do you know that in the feds they say if you get 10 years, that you won?
They offered him 5 and he denied.
He denied it, bro.
That mean he must got some inside scoop.
Bro, he might have an inside scoop. But we're going to get to this Big U thing. This is going to be way bigger than the Diddy trial. This is going to be the trial of the century,
Take
bro.
that, take that.
Take that. They going crazy in the chat. Let me see what they talking about in the chat. And let's see what they talking about in the chat, y'all. Because I know that they like to be interactive. Hit that like button on your way in. You know what I'm saying? Let's get us in this algorithm. We going to flame these niggas up. I know that's what y'all came for. I'm
Mo
good.
Hill, what's the deal?
Oh, Mo Hill made it, huh? Papa Dirt. Let me see. Loop from the Loop. Miss Lisa. Had a business, nonprofit, personal life, 20,000 hours. He ain't nothing. No, not 20,000 hours. They're saying 20,000 wiretaps. Some of the wiretaps might be like, hey, what's up? Where you at? I'm at the house. I'm outside. Come outside. Hang up. That's one wiretap. They got 20,000 of them. But I know how he do. He have long conversations with other brothers, building he all across the world. Oh, y'all gonna hear it on. Listen, the content. Y'all think we got the content? Nigga, wait till Big U send these wiretaps, nigga. We finna tear the motherfucking internet down, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna hear me and Yael. Y'all gonna hear us in some of the conversations we talk about. Y'all gonna hear about business deals. While they talking about Big U was extorting people for $200 a week, a day, whatever the fuck they was trying to say, $2,000 a month. Nigga, this nigga Big U got an app built, nigga. What the 2 apps? Y'all gonna hear about the You Find It app? I can't wait till y'all get to see what he doing. Y'all gonna hear about the films that he got in production. Y'all gonna hear about the uniquemusic.com app, where you can get your music distributed, all artists that do music. Hit that like button if you're just coming in. Y'all gonna hear calls with everybody. Everybody calls Big U, right? One day we might be on with Gilly. Oh, Gilly. Oh, I can't wait till y'all hear what he said, right? Me, Gilly, Big U. Who else? You might hear the call with Jay Prince in it. You might hear the calls with Steve Lobel. You're going to hear calls of with the Kiwe Pop Star and Big U. You know what I'm saying? You're going to hear calls with my dad and Big U. Because we play Pinochle, right? You're going to hear conversations about our community. How can we get this together? Those 20,000 wiretaps really might not work to the advantage of painting a picture of a monster who didn't care about his community to the people. I really believe the world is going to get to know Big U. Oh, his political beliefs. Oh, y'all gonna get to learn a lot. 60 gigabytes is not really a lot of evidence for a 3-year investigation by the feds. We're really 4 years. Looks like a lot of plays being ran. If Big U has a bail, where's the Muslim community? Just asking. No, they denied his bail. Tanya Karen G. Thank you though for asking. You know what I'm saying? Did he slide right? Man, he ain't even worried about a bail. Nigga, he ready to go to trial. So let's talk about that. Big U is pushing to go to a speedy trial, bro. Let me start this, what you call it, because y'all might might not understand what's going on. We're gonna start a poll real quick, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's start this poll real quick. So let's see this. Let's say start a poll. Is Big U smart for not waiving his constitutional right to speedy trial? Constitutional right to speedy trial. All right, yes, no. Let's see what he say. Everybody vote on that poll. Let's stay interactive. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what they saying, man. Uda on the goals in the building. Uda on the goals in the building. A lot of y'all think Scandalous Los Angeles is in the building. And I'm not going to smut them out today, man. William La City, y'all know that's my brother. Mo Hill, salute. Big T, Diddy got Brian Steele on his team now. Chief Viewer. Oh, yeah, if y'all haven't already followed us on Twitch, go follow at Active Chucks on Twitch, the Damu Kiwe Conversation. Look, most Scandalous Los Angeles TV said no smutting. Look, brother, I ain't going to smut you. I know you want to play the game. Right now, we live. We're not going to play the game. Most Scandalous Los Angeles, that's my brother, man. And that jury poll selection process was funny. Yeah, the judge was laughing about Diddy's different names. Salute to you. You already know. Prayers to you, King. Let's go. Crenshaw Grinder. Diddy better take that deal. He already got almost a year done. Man, I don't think he better take it. See, Scandalous Los Angeles. Yeah, bro, I don't think he better take it. You know what I'm saying? See, some people, if I was ever accused of some shit like that, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to trial, because even though a nigga ain't finna be getting registered as a sex predator if I'm innocent, bro. I'm just sorry. They gonna have to, I'd rather have the time, bro. You know what I'm saying? William Lassiter, salute. G. Bayer, speedy trial bad for him. That's why feds wait so long, so your lawyers need more time. No, I think it's the total opposite. If with overcrowded population, so many people in the federal in the federal system take deals. That's one of the reasons why the conviction rate is so high. What percentage of federal pretrial inmates take plea agreement? Watch this. 90% in 2022. 90% of defendants in federal criminal cases plead guilty. So if you got 10 inmates charged for federal crimes, 9 of them are going to plead out to cases. That means 10% go to trial, bro. 10%. Imagine you only get the bat one time in 10 innings. What's your batting average going to be looking like? With one at bat, it's going to be looking terrible. But if you get 3 or 4 at bats, that it's going to really challenge that. But even more than that, if every one of those 90% of inmates pushed to trial, it would bankrupt the Federal Bureau of Prisons detention thing. It's too expensive. A lot of the paid public defenders or federally appointed police, federally appointed, they all be having to go to trial. They don't have those type of the court doesn't have that type of time. The schedule be messed up. Have y'all got the letter in the mail letting you know that they have your phone on a recorded call for somebody with a tap phone? No, they ain't send me no letter like that. But I already know we been new. We don't talk on the phones and do no crimes to be worried about talking on the phone. You know what I'm saying? We talk on the phone. We're talking about what we talk about online. We're the same people. I don't do crimes. I don't rob banks no more. I don't shoot Crips and essays no more. I don't carry guns no more. I don't move dope no more. And I don't call shots for any gang. And I don't threaten people online, except when I see Whack 100, I'm knocking blood out, dead homie. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's a personal beat. RG Escare, salute to Damu Kiwe Conversation, Do Sims and Yael, Scandalous. Everybody up in here already, man. Let me get to the content. But we talk about the wiretap, so I guess that's on what you call it. Let me see. Oh, man, we got phone calls. Yuck mouth. Oh, man, wait.
No.
Oh, man. Will you forcing a hand with the Speedy trial? That's smart, in my opinion. Gigante, you 100% right, bro. First and foremost, a man is facing 600 years, right? I mean, total time. That's not what the U.S. sentencing guideline would have him, but say he's facing life, right? If he takes a 10-year deal right now at 58, he'll be 68 years old. He's not taking a 10-year deal when he's innocent, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's not doing that. So he's facing life. Why facing life would you think it be strategic to waive any of your constitutional rights when if they violate any of your constitutional rights and you are later convicted on appeal, those violations of your constitutional right could mean that your conviction is overturned. You could be remanded back for resentencing, get a new trial, or even be released based upon the violation of your constitutional right. They had a 4-year investigation. They smutted this man name publicly, buck breaked him throughout the news media and on social media. Implicated him in a murder that is not charged in the indictment. Even had their federal confidential sources claiming that they found his DNA under the fingernails of the alleged unalived victim. I want my day in court. Y'all said y'all was ready. Let's go. I don't give a fuck How many hours of wiretaps y'all got? I know what I did do. I know what I didn't do. Let's see what the fuck y'all talking about. No. I'm not out on bail. Y'all denied my bail. What the fuck I want to waive time for? Why I want to prolong it if I'm not guilty? The burden's on y'all. Let's go. What's the benefit of each? Now, the benefit of waiving his constitutional right would be allowing his counsel, his lawyer, to further research all of the evidence. But this is the crazy part. Now, this is what y'all don't understand. The Constitution provide each criminal defendant the right to a speedy trial, right? So what the government do, they go public and say, we got 20,000 wiretaps and these gigabytes of evidence against him. Well, if y'all know he has a right for a speedy trial, then why haven't y'all already turned over all of this evidence that y'all saying y'all got? Because a criminal defendant has a right to all exculpatory and inculpatory evidence against him under the Brady Act. Under the Brady Act. They're trying to force him to waive his constitutional right. Hey, get out of here. They're trying to force him to not be prepared to go, and his lawyer to be prepared to go to trial within 60 days. And then they said his lawyer already has a previous trial date scheduled for, I think, the day after the 19th or the day before or something like that, which we're not sure that will be going to trial anyway. Just because you got a trial date set to start that day, some people be like, well, we're not ready. We need more time. How much time you need? 2 months, a month, whatever, a year, whatever, right? So Big U said, what the fuck that got to do with me? I have a right to trial. I got my lawyer. Y'all said that y'all was ready. Y'all convicted me in the publicly. Y'all slandered my name on No Jumper. Y'all slandered my name on academics and hundreds, if not thousands, of other YouTube channels. All you bitch ass niggas should be prepared. Because if I gotta do it my motherfucking self, we finna make sure every one of you bitch ass niggas that slandered his name gets cease and desist and gets subpoenaed to court. We will no longer allow you bitch ass niggas to lie, to slander this man named, paint him as an animal and a criminal, knowing that these devils had him under investigation and was about to charge him. So you already paint them as an animal. It's easy to stamp on an ant. It's easy not to empathize with somebody when you claim that they're an animal, when you already convicted them as a criminal, right? This is what they did to Big U. No Jumper. If I was Big U's lawyer, and you're lucky that I'm not, right? Right now, I will file informer propers that I have no money, I'm incarcerated, which will waive the $500 and some fee, and I will go grab the video that you got the takedown for where Luce Cannon claimed that Big U called him and implicating him in Whack 100 on your stage, implicating him in Nipsey Hussle's murder investigation, as if he had knowledge of 4 times. That was slanderous. So for that, you guys will be getting a civil suit in an amount of $10 to $20 million, because I believe that confidential sources of the prosecution worked with you guys specifically, probably looked out for y'all and helped pay for that $4 million building or whatever he supposedly paid for that no jumper building, and that this was all a part of a scheme to implicate me in crimes publicly to the people before you actually charge me for it, so I wouldn't be able to get a fair trial. Luce Cannon saying that Big U white serial number off of Blammers and sold 20 Blammers, real specific in the number, when he has never been charged for that, isn't charged for distributing Blammers in this indictment, and never had been convicted of such. That was slanderous. And then academics was part of that snitch tour also. So I don't know if he's working off these weird ass cases. He keep getting buried. Allegations of great allegations of sexual assault and rape and sodomy and all of these different things. Allegations of grooming of a 15-year-old boy about homosexual sex with adults. I don't know if that's what his intent is, and that's why he's trying to work that off and running these narratives with CS2 back. Or maybe they just both bocce boys. Whatever their connection is. He was part of the Luce Cannon snitch tour, and he should be held accountable also. I will hold y'all liable for defamation of character in an 8-figure amount. I'm going to break you bitches and send a lesson to all of these poor-ass YouTubers who think that it's cool because they can make a few coins up off of slandering my name, and all of the money that you've done for profit, you're going to be sued for that every time you use my name illegally, implicating me in crimes I've never been charged or convicted of. Let's start there, right? This is what my strategy would be. Send a message to the world. Don't play with my motherfucking name, nigga. And if you do, I mean, you can. As long as that bag is long enough to cut me in on, right? And I will be having fun from jail, knowing that I got bags after bags after bags that's finna come in for when I do beat these cases. Then I will go through every single wiretap that they got with my co-defendants. You know, I know everybody that's indicted, go through all of their statements. And after that, I will put together a motion to dismiss, first and foremost, on what is that shit called? To dismiss some of the statements made publicly online under the free speech and under the what is it called? Under the laws of free speech and under the rules of under the hearsay rules.
Hearsay, Judge.
Yeah, and under the hearsay rules, a lot of the statements made online that were taken to the grand jury are clear lies, established lies. with witnesses that we on this podcast have interviewed, evidence online in total contrast to what they're saying the truth of the matter is. So bad that when they say that Luce Cannon robbed Dale on behalf of Big U, is a bold-faced lie. I have evidence from Crazy, IBM's financier, the investor, that before the video was released, he ended up at WAC 100 studio, and he thought it was weird because he thought if they saw WAC 100, they'd be fighting him. So when WAC says him and Luce been friends since 2015, when he asked him, how long I've been asking why Big U still got that BlackBerry? When he said that on No Jumper, I'm not sure it went back to 2015, but I know that it goes back at least to October 2021 when the Cookout was dropped on World Star Hip Hop, the WAC 100 disc. Somewhere around that time, for sure, we can set their relationship there. For sure. We could establish that Dale and Luce Cannon had their own business relationship with witnesses. Witnesses who were already on the street fighting multiple cases with warrants and under multiple investigations. Witnesses who all chill together and cooperate with a common enemy that they all hate. This is some of the oldest shit in the world. Before we get to that, let's go to my nigga Scandalous Los Angeles, man. Or should I say most scandalous Los Angeles? We're going to go into this because if y'all don't understand what's going on, y'all need to. These rats ain't got no problem ratting on their enemies. Y'all forgot when I first talked to Wack when he said all the gangster movies that we watch and idolize, they snitch on their enemies. It's crazy. Oh, let's talk about it.
Talking to the cops.
Who's that? Who, me?
Let's start
The other day, I was just going through YouTube, and I went to my favorite
like button on your way
hip-hop platform, World Star Hip Hop, and I got some bad news. I found out that my big homie was talking to the cops.
Who's that? Who, me?
Yeah, bro, I'm gonna keep it real with you. You know, I ain't gonna be no business. Everybody, Big you telling, this telling, you know, bro. I told.
He called you Rat 100. How do you feel about that?
Welcome back to Scandalous Los Angeles TV, where we expose the exposers. For years, CS2 Back has painted himself as the shot caller of the West Coast. But behind the chest-pounding and street talk lies a paper trail of betrayal, contradictions, and cooperation. Big U, Jay Diggs, Jimmy Henchman, Marion Knight, and Compton Rick Rock are just a few of the names that at some point Porky has lie-snitched and attempted to implicate in some type of crime. And let's be clear, it's not just men. Porky even publicly ratted on Krishan Rock, on camera, offering up information to the police, like it was evidence in court. One minute he's aligned with you. The next, he's flipping your story to fit his narrative.
Always positive.
All while claiming to stand on real principles.
There you go.
For the last couple of days, Porky's been praising and quoting the 48 laws of power like gospel. He's been ranting and raving about it, as if he's some tactical war strategist. But here's one of the 48 laws that Porky must have forgotten about. Law number 16, use absence to increase respect and honor. Once you've become well known, don't wear out your welcome. The more you're seen and heard from, the more you cheapen your brand. It says don't wear out your welcome, and I think we can all agree that Porky has long overstayed his. It also says, the more you're seen and heard from, the more you cheapen your brand. And let's be honest, Porky is on Clubhouse every day, and all night. Usually next to sidekicks, like Bacon Grease Beast. That alone speaks volumes about how far his brand has fallen. Can you name any other so-called celebrity who sits on Clubhouse around the clock? What other entertainment manager do you see more than the artists they claim to represent? So this video is just a reminder of how Wiretap Whack, the lie rat, has been moving for years. This is exactly why we know that Porky is, and always has been, CS2 back.
Seen DJ Khaled taking pictures with Big U. I knew what that was. That was the old LA shuffle, the old LA squeeze.
So here it is, CS2 back, implicating Big U in extortion of DJ Khaled. But look at G Wiz, exactly. Has anyone seen, got the discovery paperwork? What actual physical DNA, etc., evidence do they have on him, Big U? Well, he's not having even been charged for the unaliving of RW. The DNA came back inconclusive. It was not a match. No murder weapon. Then go to what the motive is. Weak as fuck. Oh, he was mad about a diss song. Well, if he was mad about a diss song, how come he only went to fight Nipsey Hussle then? Allegedly. Nipsey made a diss song on him. Why he would tell him he had to only take a fade? Where is this diss song that made him so enraged that he would want to unalive his own artist, someone that he took care of? Man, I ain't buying what they selling, man. I ain't smelling what you're selling, man.
Okay. Did he talk about facts? Oh,
now
facts put Big U on his pockets. Damn. Big U tried to take off on Nip, and facts took off on Big U and set him on his pockets. In front of everybody. A week later, Facts was out of here. Every last one of these motherfuckers made up their own rules when they wanted to. They sick the police on their enemies. They sick the police on their enemies. They sick the police on their enemies. This is crazy out there.
Y'all know who Wack was talking to right there, Yael? You know who Wack was talking to right there? Yeah.
Can you hear me, Deuce?
Yeah. You know who Wack was talking to right there? They sick the police on their enemies. All of these gangsters. He was talking to me.
Yeah, he was talking to you, my brother.
The first time I ever talked to him, a nigga tell me some shit like that, he thought I was going, and he gonna offer him to do business with me. Nigga, you crazy. I thought you was the police when you interviewed 6ix9ine. Let's go.
We only talked about you a little bit.
Right. Now, unless he want to talk about how he lined his son up to get killed for the insurance money.
See, what is
we
that?
Ain't talking. We can talk about it. We ain't talking about it. How he
now he implicates J Diggs, saying J Diggs unalived his own son for insurance money. Then he implicate him in Mac Dre murder. But this nigga's not a rat, right?
Got some.
Didn't we just say that Gucci Man was a rat for that shit? We finna start a new chat. Let me see what the
possibility and getting old boy killed that they love up there in the Bay. These niggas roll blunts with their kids and pop perks with their kids because they think it's cool.
Why do you think he gave his son lean?
It ain't about thinking, it's about what we know.
How do you know that?
Did he collect the life insurance?
I don't know. Do you know?
Well, that's a fact.
Even if that was true, don't you think
That's a fact.
it's kind of ugly to be bringing that to the table?
Yeah, that ain't he got the other man smoked.
They sick the police on their enemy. They sick the police on their enemy.
Yeah, so he told you, he tried to get you to bring him up there and told you he was coming up there to check us.
Yeah, that was the first thing he was saying.
So where you know this is from? Where you know what the JV?
I know him from the shop, from the little weed shop that we used to run. We used to run a little weed warehouse.
He's implicating Compton Rick Rock in the robbery of a dispensary. Guess who? Y'all? Quick to tell Dale.
Damn. So.
But I thought Rick Rock said that Whack 100 is his brother.
He did.
Oh, nasty work. All right, I see what's going on.
Yep.
I don't know this, bro.
Because that's how I know Rick. That's how I know Rick Rock too. Because Rick Rock used to do the security at the warehouse, and I think that's how Rick Rock know him too.
That's the spot that got hit.
Yeah. Yep,
for like the 40.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that was one of my spots. Yeah. So Rock, he was security, but Jay Reed come over. That's how we all know each other. But I don't that nigga. Man.
Yeah. Well, wait, that was your spot.
Yeah, that was one of them. Yeah.
You know, Jay Reed lined that.
Do you hear him talking about Jay Reed? This was almost 2 years ago. But I thought he said he didn't know Jay Reed after the no jumper, what you call it? Oh, he be telling on himself. Let's go.
That spot up. Why you think I know it got hit for 40?
Oh, shit.
Let me see if you can guess who he had do it.
Rick Rock.
They sick the police on their enemy. They sick the police on their enemy.
Lying under a fake name.
How did you originally get into it?
Then he lined that girl up and had her killed.
Hey, look, hold on, White. I want to hear this though. Hey,
lied
That's
on
why he
Blue.
got that lady killed in his penitentiary picture lined up.
This is an informant.
They sick the police on their enemy. They sick the police on their enemy.
And his two sons come to the roller 60s all day with his direction to beat you, and he ain't put together why somebody over there would tell him and his two kids to take everything off.
They sick the police on their enemy. They sick the police on their enemy.
After the murder, when Quando went back to Georgia, what did he immediately do? Dropped his flag? There it goes. What was he claiming? Roll 60 script. Where Brick Baby from? Roll 60 script. What you think the police told Quando? That the Roll 60s set him up? Who you think he checked in with? Roll 60s? With who? Okay, I see where you're going with this. I'm not going to say
Listen.
it. Yeah. Listen. I'm not going to say it. No, listen.
They sick the police on their enemy. They sick the police on their enemy.
Hi, sir. Are you the manager? I don't understand. She just broke all the windows out of our other spot.
Why are you lying?
Okay, here go the address. Y'all can pull it up. Was you not arrested? Here goes the address.
I was not arrested.
Look, my editors, we shooting a thing here for 3 weeks. They've been here for 3-4 weeks. She don't even know the code of that door. Tell her to walk out the door.
You just changed it. And
of course we changed, right? That's what you do.
I did not get my house. I didn't break in. Right?
How was this your home? I paid $1.4 million for this house. I paid $1.4 million for this house.
I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm not trying to argue with
Didn't I just talk to you the other day and tell you not to come to my home?
You do not know.
I didn't talk to you the other day?
No, you threatened.
I threatened you.
No, we're not doing
You wasn't on the phone with me. I said, you're not
doing that. We're not doing that, bro. We're not doing that, bro.
I manage all the home. I manage all the home.
I'm sorry, y'all, but I just had to point this out. This guy Porky just said he paid $1.4 million for that house, making him the homeowner. Not even 60 seconds later, Porky stopped being the owner and became the manager of the home. So Porky paid $1.4 million to be a house manager. You can't make this shit up.
But if you just
All this goes away. Exactly, but I do all the finance and I manage, I pay all the bills. What's up with you though? You really going for this?
She's my manager.
It's fine, that doesn't mean anything.
She's supposed to be here? Let's be real. Has she been in the work?
Speak up, James.
She doesn't live here. She doesn't live here. She doesn't live here. No, he on the right.
No, she lives here, bro.
Don't ask her. I'm sure you're a manager. Oh, yeah. So why are you?
She's not my manager, bro. She's my own manager.
Why are
The
you?
nigga Jonathan you're talking about, your artist, is my manager.
No. Hey, can I talk to her? We don't build her no more.
to the
We don't build her no more. We don't build her no more. Future old trick some money. So me, Trick, and Big U was real close at the time. Me and Big U on a red-eye flight to Atlanta. We coming to LAX. We coming through the security, putting our bag through the thing. Who we see on the other side? Future and the girl that's with the bat, the football player. Also, Suge Knight goes over there to his studio for no reason. Does some BS. Rodney gave him some beats. Actually sold him some beats. He was getting $100,000 a beat. He gave him 3 beats from Miss LA for $150,000, 50 apiece. He said, if you're gonna buy 3, I'm gonna look out for you.
You say what? Say
Suge waits a few months. I need my money back. I'm just gonna keep this one. Well, that's $100,000. Or you can send them all back.
that's a fact.
Keep them all for 50 apiece, or whatever you keep, it's $100 each. I want my money back. Okay, great. Suge sends somebody over there, a representative, somebody you know that I won't say their name because that's your friend, to pick up the money. Waste 3 days. Hey, what's up, homie? Where you at? Bring me my money. You sent your guy. I ain't sent nobody. What you talking about? What do you mean? The guy came by, said, I'm here to pick up the money for the 3 beats, touch. Right? I gave it to him. He from the other side. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. Listen, shit, I'm not gonna play the games. I got my beats back. I gave the money to him. That's it. So the double whammy's going on. He chased Rodney around, called Rodney at the studio, came in there, collared Rodney up, roughed him up, did a few things. I get a call. Yo, Wack, what's up? Yo, you heard what happened? No, he tells me. He said, tell him I'm a God-fearing, tax-paying citizen.
You salute.
And I know he got homies, but I got homies too. Called the FBI. If he come playing with me again, I'm calling my big homies. And I always took note of that. Y'all remember? Kanye West party. Benjamin? Uh-oh. Bust on him. On Pyro. Jimmy told that nigga on this phone number, on the 3-way, hey, keep playing. I sent you a message already and got you shot in the ass. You keep playing, I'ma have 5,000, raise that barrel up a few more feet. Trying to do. You want to call me up? Let's run this. Exclusive. Since let's run this. Last week, I get a call from her. She say, Big U is trying to put a murder on Luce Cannon. But I said, what? Yeah, the murder on Money Mike from 6-0. I said, I ain't got nothing to do with Luce Cannon. Right? They say it's the video out and he need it for the attorney. I ain't thinking. I'll make a few phone calls. The video been floating. I get it to her. I wait 3 days. I say, did they charge him with the murder?
Wack, all due respect, you should listen to the video yourself, dog.
Flat.
You need to listen to it yourself, dog.
I ain't listening. If she called me, this what it is. Look, Cash Rule says she called me, but that's what I'm riding with. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know what this is from? This is from you ever seen me let somebody go at me this much? Okay, so now I'm doing what I'm doing. And
I'm gonna pull it up.
And whatever else they want it to be, and keep rolling, we can keep rolling. So here we go. You rack back. So then I sit back and I ask, I said, did they charge Luce with the what you mean? You told me that Big U put a on him about Money Bank, right? You asked for the video that been floating around. I made some calls and got it to show it ain't him, right? 2 days after that, guess what I started hearing? They're gonna let him out.
Today, I'm going to be trying the new Dave's Hot Chicken Mini Sliders.
So there you have that from my boy Scandalous Los Angeles TV, man. Now we're gonna get into we're gonna close that off. We're gonna get into this paperwork real quick, right? Damn, I think I just closed off the damn video I wanted. 85%, 86% believe it's smart for Big U not waiving his constitutional right to speedy trial. We're gonna end that and we're gonna make another quick poll. That was 97 votes. Let's stay active in the chat. The poll is what 100 the biggest rat in hip hop? Yes. Yeah. Another option, CW Charleston White. Another option, 600. Let's go. It got to be one of them dudes, right? The biggest police. So let's get to this paperwork, and then we're gonna go into this poll, get into the chat, and boom. So here goes the intercepted 20,000 calls and the update on what's going on with the brother Big U, Eugene Henley Jr., man. So Big U case, this is on Complex. Shout out Complex. Big U case, feds reveal they have 20,000 intercepted phone calls. They also have numerous surreptitious audio and video recordings. Eugene Big U Henley co-defendants in his federal RICO case want to push back their trial, scheduled to start later this month. Mind you, besides Luce Cannon, Brick Baby, and Big U, all of them got bail. All of them got bail. Oh, and then the other one that just pled out to the guns, Bus. And come to find out, Bus already proffered. That's what they're saying. I'm trying to get the paperwork to confirm that, but I heard numerous reports of that. So it's looking that before he got that good deal on the pistols that he proffered. But their attempt to do that has brought something startling to light, the sheer volume of evidence in the case. In a new court filing, the government reveals that it has a mountain of material against the former Nipsey Hussle manager and his 6 co-defendants. Included in that pile are, prosecutors say, 20,000 intercepted audio calls, as well as numerous surreptitious audio and video recordings. In addition, there are law enforcement reports, search warrants and returns, criminal history documents, recordings, and photographs. In total, about 60 gigabytes of material. On top of having to sort through such a huge amount of evidence, many of the co-defendants' lawyers are also scheduled to handle trials for a number of other criminal cases, some of which overlap with the planned trial start date of May 20th, 2025. To avoid these conflicts and to give all defendants enough time to prepare, Big U co-defendants and the government all petitioned the court to push the trial back nearly a year to May 4th, 2026. There is one person who objects to this change, Big U himself. Despite the fact that his own lawyer has an entirely different trial scheduled to start one day before his, he still wants to proceed as originally scheduled. The judge in this case, A. Joel Richland, has not responded to the request for a delay as of this writing. Big U is accused of running a massive criminal network as far back as 2010 and using the Rolling 60s Crip Gang and other associates to carry out various violent crimes, assault and murder, extortion, and more. In the indictment that landed Henley in custody, one of the intercepted calls from January 2023 shows the music executive having another conversation with a colleague about what he's capable of doing. I'm retired, nigga. I'm retired, nigga. Activist. What? I'll pull up on your block right now, nigga, and show up and show out. Nigga, what happened to the last niggas that thought I was retired? Henley allegedly said. Henley turned himself in, but has denied the accusations against him. According to Henley, he's used his platform to help his community and claimed people are accusing him because they don't like him. According to Henley, he's using his platform to help his community, and they're saying that he's a self-proclaimed activist. I think the community has classified him as an activist. I ain't been doing nothing but to help our community, he said in a video. This is the price of being black and trying to help somebody, trying to help your community and do what you can. You just guilty because somebody else don't like you. And that's it. I'll let y'all react to that, and I'm gonna put a video on. I gotta take the dogs out, bro. Yeah, you want to react to that statement about the evidence they claim that they have on Big U? The voluminous or voluminous, however you pronounce or enunciate that. And I want y'all to go back here, because what else y'all gonna find out is our conversation with Money Mark Stevens. That's gonna be on these wiretaps. Let's see where we at. Let's go here. Let's go here. We recorded our interview with Mark Stevens and it didn't record. So then we recorded an interview, Stutterbox, because Mark Stevens had a meeting. And then we re-interviewed Mark Stevens, and that's the audio that we have since released, right? But in the wiretaps, all of that isn't incriminating evidence. I doubt if any of it is, because that's not even what Big U was on. But I know for a fact, stuff like what I'm telling you now, that because we don't know how to record phone calls, the person, it didn't record. So I'm finna put on the documentary real quick. Damn, hold on. And I'm gonna take the dogs to go use the restroom, grab me some water real quick, and then we gonna cook these pigs and rats for dinner. Hit that like button if you just coming in.
Dude that spoke on Shaq, he's completely right, because I was caught up in the middle of all that.
Well, first of all, there were no arrests made other than Cash Jones.
WAC 100, most famously known for arguing on Clubhouse, has been exposed as an confidential informant in paperwork recently released by defended Money Mark and Stutterbox. Before we play the recording of Money Mark, who was the main defendant in this case, confirming WAC is back, let's take a look back to when WAC himself spoke on this case and admitted to meeting with the feds and also saying they owe him a favor.
Once they hit my motherfucking home office, that's when they called the search off. Because in the home office, you then discovered the house and the cars and everything they thought was up under my name, that had that living beyond the means excuse to come in there, was all up under different corporations.
WAC is claiming that FBI did not know his house was not in his name before entering his home, and once they found his paperwork in his home office, they called off the search. How does the the FBI not have this information prior to search warrant?
Attorney, we go down to the federal building on Wilshire Boulevard, right up to 405. We go up top. Now, I get up top, I'm tripping, nigga. So when I tell the motherfuckers, hey, look, y'all raided my house. Y'all had motherfuckers cuffed up in my house. Y'all did all this shit, you know, and y'all know damn well I was clean. Y'all embarrassed me, this, that. We filed in the suit. When we get outside with my attorney, 2 officers that's depicted in there came to the front of me and my attorney said, hey, look, man, let this shit go. This shit gonna fuck, you know, this ain't gonna look good on us. We didn't know you. That boy put us on you, right? But we'll owe you one.
Wack is explaining going down to the federal building tripping and basically the detectives telling him on the spot that Stutterbox told us on you. This seems a little odd that detectives would give up someone who is supposedly working for them name, and also beg to drop the lawsuit and let us owe you a favor. Wack has told this story on several occasions, changing it up a little each time.
When I got up to the top floor, we went to go get my personal belongings, me and my attorney. When I saw the 2 women with that FBI flag jackets come out, that Stutterbox would always invite to dinner when we was eating at Stevie's on the strip. That's when I knew what time it was. When we come off the elevator, I see a bunch of people in FBI flag jackets. Guess who one of the persons I see? The fucking female from New Orleans that asked about the 5 keys.
Sounds like a scene from Power. Was it 1 or was it 2 women? Now Wack 100 decides to use his favor the detective promised him and calls it in. Listen to how easy it is for Wack 100 to get the information. These is words coming from Wack, and like he always says, the truth could never be considered disrespect.
I'm sitting back, I call my attorney. I said, hey, yo, call that officer. I need to have a word with him. Yo, didn't you say that Stutterbox is a cooperant for you? Yeah. Documented on paper. Yeah, documented. He's a CI. Been that for 6-7 years. You got the paper and all, whatever y'all use. Yeah, we got that. Okay, yo, contact this dude. Have them call Stutterbox to the stand. Yeah, I called it in that day, and I did sue, but I used the card, and that was it.
Stutterbox alleges that Wack 100 was caught on a wiretap with Dale Dog conspiring to commit murder. This is why his house was raided and led him to working with the police's back. Stutterbox explains to Juice M's that Wack gave up his address.
His house got raided because he was on the wiretap with Dog, you know.
What is Mark saying I had to do with the case, bro?
Wack, listen, in the paperwork, it said you tried to call Dog, remember?
I tried to
and he
call
won't take your call. And I sent it to you. And he
I
said
talked to Dog. I talked to Dog. That whole Main Street shit, that was your play. I had nothing to do with it. I was a victim. I was a victim.
There you have it. Wack admitting to being a victim on the case, talking to Dale Dog, and also saying Money Mark was completely right.
Dude that spoke on Shaq, he's completely right, because I was caught up in the middle of all that.
Stutterbox said you in my paperwork on wiretap, right?
So Stutterbox confirmed that Wack was included in his paperwork
on the Main Street,
case,
which he wasn't charged with. This guy saying the only person that was arrested
was Cash Jones.
If Greg's credibility hurts the findings of the entire task force or not?
Well, first of all, there were no arrests made other than Cash Jones.
Yeah.
When you get the discovery was part of that.
When you met Wack in like 2003, 2005.
I got the whole transcript. The whole transcripts of the whole wiretap. And do you, in that paperwork, do you see your conversation with Cash Jones in the transcript? That was the initiating. When they started recording. Right. And Cash Jones, in the paperwork they put him as
Fire Heights.
They put him as that BACK. And I kept asking
the Wack boy in a minute.
The lawyer, like, who the fuck is? I ain't talking to no back.
Nasty.
And they
way.
said, nah, that's Wack. So they put him in back because he a brother. So wow. Okay. Was this back also referred as confidential source number 2? Yes, sir. Correct. Well,
that's nasty work. We don't even need to play no more of that. You got
met him with the homie Stutterbox. That's how I first came to meet Wack was through the homie stutter box, right? When I met him, dude was driving trucks, seemed to be cool. Box was like, yo, this was his neighbor across the street. He seemed to be cool. When Stutterbox defected, when he defected, Wack picked up the phone and was basically being the interim, the middleman, because he was telling me Stutterbox was defected, and I was like, okay, but my whole thing is if he defected, why are you fucking with him?
Right. So he says that Stutterbox defected, and then you get some phone calls asking to speak to someone else, right?
Yeah, he called me. He called me, man. It was a series of calls, 4 or 5 calls. He wanted to reach out to the homie, rest in peace, Dale, though. And I don't give out nobody now.
Right.
So I called the homie, Dale, dog. I'm like, yo, homie, you want to holler at this dude or what? Because he keep calling me. And he was like, nah, I'm good on that. I don't want to holler at dude.
So at some point, you get a
Oh, you don't want to do no hollering?
Wax 100 Cash Jones.
Hell no.
And when he contact you, what did he contact you concerning?
He wanted to reach out to Dale Dog, rest in peace. And he wanted to give Dale Dog some information that he had gotten from Stutterbox, right? It's like he was getting information from Stutterbox on what his plan was and what the get down was gonna be. And he wanted to talk to the homie and talk to him. And Dog wasn't getting on the line with him. And he kept blowing me up because he wanted me to get him on the line.
Right. Smart man. Rest in peace to Dale Dog, man. So he's talking about the phones is being compromised. Is that one of the things that he told you?
Well, the homie Dale Dog never trusted dude. Follow me? Right. So Dog didn't know was the lines compromised or was they wired up for sound or not. He just wasn't going to chance it.
Now let's jump into 2 more situations Wack 100 himself discussed about his encounters with the FBI.
Fans just called my phone 2 hours ago.
What are you talking about?
I seen the shit, right? So first, I've been trying to get gang passport cleared. I said, maybe it's the, the passport people, right? So I said, I ain't gonna answer. Let me put the recorder on, then call. I called back.
Right, a boy.
Niggas straight feds. So they asked me, have I been threatened? I said, what? What are you talking about? They talking about the boy, right? So that let me know they on his line. They didn't heard something.
Information has been provided that you've had some disagreements with Mr. Prince. Are you familiar with him?
I know who he is, but I don't have no issues with Mr. Prince.
Okay. So,
a disagreement is a disagreement. I don't know how that factors in the FBI.
Well, I think Mr. Jones, all the YouTube videos going back and forth with him calling you a snitch and you calling him one and all of that would be where we received information that there was possibly a disagreement.
Wack hired a crisis actor to impersonate the FBI. He posted a screenshot of his call log and bureau was spelled wrong. Was this Wack way of alerting the authorities he has issues with J. Prince? Wack has threatened 9,000 people on the internet, threatened to put a bag on people's head, claim he supplied guns to gangs.
Them same niggas you talking about when they went to war, guess who they had to come see to get their tools, bro? Big you all up. Whack. Crip nigga gotta come see me.
Why would the FBI be calling a big-time gangster like Wack 100 to make sure he's okay? Unless there is a relationship between the two parties which could have started when the felon was caught in Texas with firearms. Wack has accused rapper T.I. of snitching for only serving 1 year for illegal firearms, claiming that there was no way he could have only got that little time without telling. Wack 100 alone with his brother was arrested in Texas for unlawful carrying of a firearm by a felon. There was never a court date, no discovery on file, just a brief in support of motion to suppress. The case was dropped in 2011 in the interest of justice. Wack needs to do what he asked everyone else to do. Produce the paperwork, not just the order to dismiss. Explain how a felon gets caught with guns crossing state lines. What happened to your co-defendant?
All right, salute. Let's
Johnson
stop
to
this
Brown
real
out.
quick. And then we're gonna get into this last little thing, man. Where was that at? I know where it's at. Lucy Lou. One thing about Luce Coochie Cannon, he the horse that's gonna take us to the finish line. We knew his right ass was the one that we had to follow. Yeah, I don't know if you heard this. I hope you heard this, bro. I think I might have a better copy of it. Hold on, let me see, bro. Because let's see. No, not that one. We could close that one. Okay, the Crip Cop. Let's get into this. We'll get it. We will definitely get into that after, but I'm looking for this damn video, bro. Luce Cannon, tell that. Look, bear with me. We definitely got something for y'all. Oh, here it go. I found it. I do not agree with Hookah Anonymous's position on this, but he had a better, more audio of this stuff right here. So we definitely finna close some of these other Luce Cannon, alleged murder. Man, whole bunch of niggas telling about some murder. Why is they on the internet talking about hot ones, bro? This is nasty work. Hit that like button on your way in. Y'all thought the exposers wasn't the debriefers? I told y'all what it was. Shout out to Scarlett's Los Angeles. Shout out to Smoke.
How did Big U tell him this? She says, well, they was down there to get their blood drawn and ran into each other. And Big U said, that's why I'm going to put Money Mike's body on you, right? So now the things I do know, when I keep hearing, I'm about to get out, I'm finna get out, even though you're getting multiple denials, right? Based upon pending cases and this, that, and potentially gonna pop up. And the conversation I know you had with victim one, who you in fact are in there for. Like that. Look at what she's telling me. She throw me out when she asked when I testify.
All right, y'all. Now, this is probably the most serious I think we've ever seen Whack 100. And not only that, but in this sit down with Adam, he had a different demeanor to him. I can't tell you exactly what it was, but it was definitely something a little different to him in this sit-in. Now, remember when we first did the video of Luce Cannon getting arrested, and we pointed out that Whack 100's reaction to him getting arrested in something as serious as a RICO was very weird because Whack seemed nonchalant, almost as if he didn't care. When he was asked about it, he went on to say that Luce is a grown man and he didn't make Luce do anything that he didn't want to do himself after we seen him with our own two eyes instigating the Big U story on No Jumper. Well, come to find out, there's a reason he sounded like that, and now it all makes sense. Well, I found out that Luce and Whack 100 used to be beefing with each other when Luce was cool with Big U. Then when him and Big U got into it, he ended up getting cool with Whack 100 to expose Big U. But the whole time, Whack was moving strategic with Luce Cannon and never forgot what Luce Cannon said about him. However, he baited Luce Cannon in, got him exactly where he needed him, and then boom, checkmate. Whack 100 did a checkmate move by manipulating Luce Cannon into putting himself and Big U into a jail cell. Basically, what he did was use Luce Cannon to get Big U out the way, which at the time got Luce Cannon out the way as well because he unknowingly incriminated himself. And what makes matters worse, it wasn't just on the No Jumper podcast. Luce Cannon went on to start his own platform and would speak on a lot of incriminating things that he may or may not have done with Big U. Now, Wack is a big fan of the book 48 Laws of Power, and I must say, the way he uses the tactics expressed within that book is pretty impressive. I told y'all in the previous video covering this that the best form of manipulation is when the target doesn't even know they're being manipulated. And Luce Cannon didn't even realize he was being manipulated. He always said nobody can make him do anything, Wack can't make him do anything, etc. And a master manipulator will allow you to think that because you don't want no resistance with your manipulation. So when Luce was doing what he was doing, all Wack had to do was sit back, provide the platform, and let Luce do what he did. Now, in the 48 Laws of Power, the second law says, quote, never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. The third one says, quote, conceal your intentions. Now, the 14th law says, quote, pose as a friend, work as a spy. And Law 21 says, quote, play a sucker to catch a sucker, seem dumber than your mark. There's more laws that apply to the situation at hand with Wack 100 and Luce Cannon, but those are the ones that stuck out the most. This is a prime example of keep your friends close, but your enemies even closer at its finest. Now, when it comes to the snitch allegations, usually I'll tell y'all that Wack 100 is bluffing or he's just trying to troll for attention. But he came with receipts this time, and what he's saying is it seemed like a clear indication that Luce is definitely trying to cooperate. Anyway, to watch the complete sit down with Adam, I'll leave a link pinned in the comments so y'all can check that out for yourselves. But in the meantime, make sure you hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm. And if you're not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it.
Him and Dale was talking. He trying to get Dale to say Big U told on him. Dale say at the time we don't know that Dale was victim. What Dale wired, we don't know.
Right.
And what's crazy, them phone calls, I'm pretty sure they got because Dale's on his phone. Luce say, Wack, get the content. I'm just listening. So they talking about the whole ordeal. So I'm like, I'm listening. Boom. March comes. This is when it's weird. If the feds pick you up in Los Angeles, they not gonna drive you to motherfucking San Diego to talk about a case.
Over 2 hours.
To talk about a case, 140 miles, to talk about a case that's obviously LA based. Why?
Yeah.
Because everybody that got picked up in March went to MDC LA.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody went to San Diego.
Right.
So now I'm sitting back and I'm saying, what? We couldn't find you nowhere in the system. I heard you on the phone with this dude talking freely about all kinds. And I'm thinking, now that we're looking at the paperwork, the police really got it.
Uh-huh.
They got everything because what y'all was talking about on that phone is everything. And if Dale was still wired giving Big U federal extortion money, then his phone damn sure wired on wherever he's calling.
Mm.
Now, for y'all that don't know what he's talking about, Dale was the guy that was allegedly getting extortion money for Big U and reporting back to Big U with the money. So he became an informant for them, right? Which is what led them to get Big U. But what Wack is saying that Dale actually had a conversation, a very incriminating conversation about a crime that was committed with Luce Cannon. And he's saying, well, if he was a federal informant, 9 times out of 10, his phone was tapped. So basically they got Luce Cannon. It's nothing you can do because you're on audio talking to this informant about a crime freely on the phone. Right? So it is kind of tricky. Let's see what else he says.
Right? So now the things I do know, what I keep hearing I'm about to get out. I'm finna get out, even though you're getting multiple denials, right? Based upon pending cases and this, that, and potentially gonna pop up. And the conversation I know you had with victim one, who you in fact are in there for. The depth you went in, the things you said about Big U, who you was, who you are to Big U, on this man's phone to this man. There's no way, bro, that can happen.
Okay.
When we done, I'm gonna let you hear it. It's no way possible. But the call I got a week and a half ago about what motherfucker wanted, why they wanted it, you know, we gonna kick it off a little bit. I get a call from his significant other saying, he said Big U trying to pin a murder on him.
Video of Hobbs in his phone.
He said, yeah, he said something about Money Mike. I said, I ain't got nothing to do with Luce Cannon.
Yeah, who's Money Mike?
This dude got unalive, right? I said, that has nothing to do with Luce Cannon. Why would Big U do that, right? He said, I don't know, but he says, you may have access to a video that can help him show it wasn't him, right? I said, I think I know somebody that may have that video. Let me make a call, right? So I make the call, I get the video. I'm not thinking nothing of it. I sent it over to her, right? Because in my head, I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. Big U finna like pin something on this dude that ain't him.
See, but Wack know what he doing too, right? First of all, I don't want to talk to anybody that's in any type of federal custody doing anything. Don't call me asking for no video that could be used as evidence. Don't do none of that, right? And then not only that,
imagine Rat Witness 100 talking about, look at Peace Just Me talking about Rat Witness 100. Rat Witness 100 CS2 back talking about stop answering Luce's call. This was about 3-4 weeks ago. He needs to stay off the phone. Everybody stop answering his calls, right? Nigga, he in the feds. All those phones is being monitored. Now, you say that his girl called you and he's telling you that he needs this evidence because Big U is telling on him about a body and that you have evidence of this alleged hot one. And he wants you to give it to her to give to his lawyers of evidence of a hot one. And you aid and abet him in his snitching. You are guilty up under aiding and abetting as well as a Pinkerton theory of liability. Let me see this real quick. We're gonna play this and then I'm gonna break down what the Pinkerton theory of liability is. Hold on.
Wack, let me tell you, Wack is a smart man. Even with this whole little situation that he got right now with Adam, when he's talking about it, he know exactly what he's doing, right? But what I'm saying is, him sending them that video, he knew, like, potentially they might be trying to use this so he can get out. Let me see what he's going to do with this. So now I have knowledge that maybe Luce Cannon is potentially thinking about cooperating.
So 2-3 days go by, I asked her, I said, hey, did they try to pin the murder on Luce? And I said, well, how did Big U tell him this? She says, well, they was down there to get their blood drawn and ran into each other. And Big U said, that's why I'm gonna put Money Mike's body on you, right? So I'm like, that don't even make sense.
No. No, let me tell y'all right now, first and foremost, if you are caught up in a situation like that, for one, you're not just going to tell somebody that you're snitching on, because you're giving them knowledge and awareness that you're potentially going to snitch, and they can mess it up and say, well, no, he did this, or whatever the case may be. Nobody's going to just come out of nowhere and say, oh, I'm going to put a body on you. What? Then not to mention, if you messing with the feds or just police, period, you can't speak on a case like that because that messes up whatever they got going on. And they let you know. Do not tell anybody. Do not tell the suspects, the victim. Don't tell anybody because you might mess our investigation up. So do I think Big U came out of nowhere and said, oh, well, you know, I'm putting the body on you just like that? No. No, it doesn't make sense. And not to mention, how does these guys keep running into each other? I know when you got co-defendants or anything of that nature, they try their hardest to keep you away from each other. How do these guys keep running into each other? It's crazy.
So 2-3 days go by, another 2-3 days. I said, yo, did they charge him with it? And she says, no, not yet. And then after that, I started to hear, I'm about to get out. That's where the red flag was waved. I'm like, you about to get out?
So you're suggesting,
hey, bro, when it comes to the feds, it's only one thing make a move: bodies.
Right.
Right. It's the only thing make a move.
Well, they pursue other crimes as well.
No,
not much.
You're talking about, you want to get out? It's bodies. So now,
okay, no.
You want to get out? The feds is bodies. Hold on. Let's see what this say. Because I got something for y'all. Listen to what he say. You want to get out, it's bodies. You got to get that up. Favors. Listen.
Okay, yeah.
Look. That's the video. You can press it if you want to. You'll see what's on it. Yeah, you going to see it. It's going to happen.
Looks like a carjacking.
No. Pay attention.
A murder.
So unalive, right?
Yeah.
Now this video, this ain't no motherfucking
that was this Mike guy.
Yeah, that's Money Mike that got unalive, right? So this video been floating, right? So nobody in there is loose.
Imagine going on No Jumper with 5 million subscribers on YouTube with evidence of a murder in your phone, sending this evidence to somebody in the feds so they can give it to their defendant because somebody is trying to put that murder on them, allegedly. Bro, this is some of the hottest shit I ever seen. Hey, all them niggas up in that nigga crew. Hey, Whack 100 crew. Y'all cool with this too, huh? Yeah.
So if you look, watch it. I'm going to show you the word. So if you look at it, you're going to read it. You'll read why I sent it. Go top on the bottom. I sent it.
All right, now before we continue, two things, right? One thing is what he's trying to say is Luce got nothing to do with that body, right? He's not in the video. He didn't do nothing. So he's like, why do you want the video in the first place? Right? Because allegedly, Big U said, well, I'm going to put the body on you. But if you know you ain't do anything, why would you need that video in the first place? But then too, what Whack 100 is trying to allege, or I guess suggest, is that maybe Luce is trying to give up intel on somebody losing their life so he can get out. And he's going to put it on Big U, right? And the video would just be the hardcore evidence that he has. But another thing, right? So let's get into the text messages because they didn't show it here. However, shout out to Poetic Flacco because the text messages that Whack is referring to right now, Flacco exposed it in his video. So when it comes to the text messages, Luce Cannon's wife, Sharice Mills, is the gray and Whack is the blue. And it would say, quote, this is it. Okay, thank you. Makes no sense. That wasn't nobody from 60s that did that. I hope it's solid. Makes no sense. She said, no idea. When he calls back, I'll call you. Unless old boy playing dirty, he knows who did it. And then she says, who? He says, useless. I think that's what's going on. She said, oh, do you think he's trying to set up Cannon? And then she put the hand over the face emoji. This just keeps getting worse and worse. Then she said, if it comes down to it, are you willing to make a statement to vouch for that?
I'm going to mention this to the attorney. Or if you can't, is there someone else that can? This is just so wild. Whoever did this and then it just went away. But basically, you see her saying, well, would you testify? Okay, how are you going to ask somebody like Wack to testify? You know, or anybody for that favor.
Right? You see, I'm like, I don't know why Big you were doing like that. Look at what she's telling me. She throw me off when she asked would I testify. Like, hold on, pump the brakes. I wasn't there for that. This video been floating. It ain't nothing exclusive.
But now at least he had enough integrity to say he's not going to testify. And I say that because knowing that he don't like Big U, he could easily get together with Luce Cannon and they could just come up with some type of plot against Big U and have him in that situation where it's two people saying that you got involvement with whatever. Who you think they're going to believe? So him saying that he's not going to do that, that's kind of respectable on his end. And he clearly said, listen, I wasn't there. I can't testify on something I don't know nothing about. Right?
So you're not saying that Luce Cannon took care of this dude?
No.
You're saying that
Luce had nothing to do with that.
People are trying to put this on him?
No.
Big U specifically?
No, he said that.
Okay.
He had his girl call me a week or something ago and tell me, Wack, you look at it. You read?
Yeah, it's a little complicated, but
no, it ain't. Makes no sense. That wasn't nobody from 60s that did that. It's solid. It makes no sense. That's what I'm saying. No idea. When he calls, I'll call you back. I said, unless old boy playing dirty, right? She said, who? I said, useless, because she telling me Big, Luce said Big U say he gonna put that on him, right?
Y'all all do know that Wack do understand that this is 5 million subscribers, and this is the same place where he helped corroborate and Luce Cannon corroborate crimes on Big U with the no jumper investigation going on from the no jumper beatdown, and the crimes were cited from him snitching on Big U, Luce Cannon snitching on Big U. This is the exact same table. Y'all do understand that, right? Okay. So we know he knows exactly what the fuck he doing. And if he don't know, he should have known. Let's go.
You see what she says?
yeah, she said this just keeps getting worse and worse.
Do you think he's trying to what?
Set up Cannon.
Right? I said, ain't no telling. And then she hits me with that whopper.
If it comes down to it, are you willing to make a statement to vouch for that? I'm going to mention this to the attorney. Or if you can, is there someone else that can? This is just so wild. Whoever did this in the video, did they ever get caught?
Right? Crazy. I tell her, from what my understanding is, it's an open case, a cold case. Right? So I'm sitting there saying, damn, that's fucked up. Why would dude put that on Luce? Like, now I'm concerned. I'm like, yeah, I went and made a couple calls. I said, yo, you remember that video that was floating around? They like, yeah, I got it. They sent it. I sent it over here to her. So after a couple days, 3-4 days go by, I'm like, yo, did they charge you? You know, the exposures is on the thing, checking the system. Ain't no murder popping up. And then a couple days after that, he starts saying, I'm gonna be home soon. So now I'm scratching my head like, well, the judge denied your bond. In the court, they said they're about to bring other charges on top of what's denying your bond. She calls me and tells me, you said, Big U trying to put this on you. Do you have that video? Can you get it for him? I get it. You see, she's sending it to the attorney. Okay, so now I'm like, okay, well, did they charge you with it? Did they charge you with it? No. So now only Big U would know if he has said, I'm gonna put this case on you, which doesn't make sense. Is going back to the lying shit that we used to hear, the manipulation, right? So now I gotta ask myself,
Why else would you want that video to that unsolved case?
Mm.
And once again, he got the text messages. Maybe if he didn't have the text message, we wouldn't be able to say, well, no, the text message is right there. Right? And like he said, why would you want that video to an unsolved crime that had nothing to do with you? Why? And then out of nowhere, days after that, you say, well, I'll be home soon. Why are you that confident? You got no bail, no bond. They told you can't come out. Why are you that? And they telling you they got more charges. Why would they let you out if they about to bring up more charges on you? Something ain't right.
And then what would motivate you to start saying, although you don't have a court date, that you're about to get out?
So you think he might be working?
No, I'm just saying, it just, when you do the math, 600 is doing his due diligence because, again, I had to call around to find this. He just knew I could call around and find it. Shit ain't exclusive. It was floating when it happened. If I tell you, Adam, hey, bro, you got that whoop, they trying to hit me with a case. And you look up and see I never get the case, but I'm in a situation when I'm not supposed to be out, and I end up and I'm out. You're gonna scratch your head about that.
All right, we pretty much gonna end it there. It's a little more, but like I said, if y'all want, y'all could check it out for yourselves. Y'all know Wack. He's the master manipulator. He just asked him, so you trying to say that he's snitching? He's gonna say no. That's exactly what you're saying. But that's the manipulation tactics that Wack and other manipulators do. They basically tell you something, but when you ask them, they're gonna say, I ain't say that. But what I am saying is, look into, you're basically saying that. Right? And let me tell y'all this. You know what's interesting about this whole thing? Luce really doubted the power of the feds. He thought when he got picked up that it was just for a federal complaint. And I don't know why he thought it was just so simple like that. But one thing for sure, when it comes to them feds, they don't just come to pick you up for something petty. If anything, they'll wait. But when it comes to picking you up, they come with everything already ready.
Most of the time. Not all of the time. Y'all be having too much faith in this government and these feds. Niggas be scared of the feds. It's definitely dealing with the weight of the federal government. It's definitely going to be a major battle. But we're gonna get into this real quick. And the Pinkerton theory of liability. Let me show y'all this. We got a super chat, Yael. We can't hear you. Yeah, we still can't hear you. You got to go out and come back in. Tartan Mystic, 5 pounds. Wee bit of support. Salute. Thumbs up. Peace. Prayers. Thank you, Tartan Mystic. Everything donated to the Damu Kiwe Conversations is appreciated. Thank you again, because she know he would testify, and him saying he wasn't there for that. So he said if he was there, he would. Shaking my head, listen to him. Yeah, he definitely, Reggie said it was go be a bust at No Jumper months ago. Yeah, over a year ago. So who did them in 600 caused some more snitches? Because who keeps footage like that? Only a rat. He was keeping that. That was his ace in the hole, get out of jail free card. Youngsters, y'all little niggas that ain't never been around and think that because y'all busting heads, y'all niggas is the hardest niggas on the street. These old niggas will trick you off the street, bro. You do some shit around these niggas, bro. These niggas will have that evidence and utilize that 10, 20, 30 years from now to get out of jail. You're their insurance once they get caught up. This is the prime example. Why else would somebody keep a video around of an unaliving, bro? Let's go to this real quick. Yeah, we can't hear you, Yael. Let's go to this. Pinkerton theory of liability. So, under conspiracy law, let me blow it up so y'all can see it. The Pinkerton theory of liability up under the conspiracy law, right? Y'all see this? Let me make sure y'all can see it. The Pinkerton doctrine established in Pinkerton versus the United States allows a member of a conspiracy to be held liable for substantial crimes committed by other members of the conspiracy. This rule applies if the substantial crimes are committed in furtherance of the conspiracy and are within the scope of the lawful agreement. That's kind of like me and Yael planning to hit a robbery, and we got the burner, and we get in there, and somebody who doesn't comply gets slapped over the head with the burner. Well, even if Messi Moore was the getaway driver and was in the car and wasn't inside the bank or the robbery, whatever we're robbing, under the Pinkerton doctrine and theory of liability and conspiracy, if they convict us of conspiracy and he get convicted of participating and agreeing to the conspiracy to do this robbery, then that would be an act that's reasonably foreseeable to him if he knew or had knowledge that we had the guns and that we were going to be robbing this whatever establishment. So, meaning they are natural and foreseeable consequence of the conspiracy. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely a natural consequence of the conspiracy. So, holding a co-conspirator responsible for their actions. Well, CS2 back is responsible for Luce Cannon's actions. He knew why Luce Cannon wanted that video. He sent Sharice Mills this video of an unaliving, evidence of a crime with no statutes of limitation. To Sharice Mills, because she said that Big U was trying to put that hot one on Luce Cannon. He has no evidence that Big U was doing that. He didn't never ask how did Luce Cannon get that message from Big U? He asked that after he sent the video. After. See, this is what CS2 back been doing. He surrounds himself with rats, Stutterbox. Snow Billy, Tekashi 6ix9ine, Big Snow from Minnesota, Luce Coochie Cannon, the Crip Cop. And what he does with these informants is he weaponizes them to target his enemies. This is what you're seeing now. Of course, he want to distance himself and put some space between IBM and him and his team because of the no jumper beatdown, but this is deeper than that. See, they want the people to believe that they're beefing. They're not beefing, bro. They might have some disagreements or something, but ultimately, Luce Cannon is finna get out of jail. Luce Cannon is cooperating with the law. He's a debriefer. Remember, you guys, I told y'all the exposers are really the debriefers. That's why it's hashtag ETD. When the last time they exposed some paperwork on somebody? Remember, that's what they started for. Now they have no paperwork to expose on nobody. They just debrief. about multiple crimes and plausibilities, open cases, even open murder. This is what's going on in 2025. If you're seen with Whack 100, I'm telling you now, I'm going to assume that you're a confidential informant also. Make this go viral. Nasty work, man. More nasty work. Whack 100 understands that when he gives up this murder, he's going to be able to get off of this case that he got. And obviously, he's going to lie, snitch, and testify against Big U also. That's a given, right? But with both of those, whoever did that murder, they're going to let that Luce Cannon out of jail. You know who else got off for giving up a murder? CS2 back. He gave up Suge Knight and Poochie on Christopher Wallace unalive. So he knows that's the only way to get up out of that fed. On a case as big as this RICO. Y'all, can you talk? Because we still can't hear you. Yeah, y'all got technical difficulties. So look, we're going to go ahead and end this one. Let me get in the chat first. Dude, what you buying with all them pounds? Luke, what up? Tart Mystic, Sam Renegade. Yukon Jack CPT, the price of fame is a motherfucker. I'm not needing guilto for something I didn't do point blank. Yeah, I'm with you, Yukon Jack. Shout out to Compton. He said 600 had to do his due diligence and call around and find the video. The Crip Cop. Nigga, I need the video of that hot one. Which one? The big homie, 6'0". He got knocked down. What you need that for? Oh, we trying to get it to a nigga that's in the feds. They trying to charge him for it and he innocent. These niggas be trying to play like they're the savior when they're throwing the rock and hiding their hand. He employs these rats and weaponizes them against his enemies. Y'all forgot what he was saying in that scandalous video? Put the police on their enemies? That's crazy. These mafia movies, but when you the powers that be, you make up your own rules. This is what Wack told me the first time I had discourse and talked to this man on Clubhouse. In his mind, this is what gangsters do. Nasty work. Luce been working. The price of fame is a motherfucker. We already did that. He affiliates himself with people like himself. He was building a rap pack. Well, he already built it. And they dangerous as a motherfucker for anybody that's in the streets. I'm good. Y'all at work singing and rapping to some nigga woman. Dude, stop him, please. That's crazy. Damn renegade. But look, tomorrow we got some heat. Please tap in. We ran 2 lives today. The least that y'all can do is hit that like on your way out. Help us get this into the algorithm and teach. I'm exhausted. Went to work today. Was on top of roofs, climbing up on top of roofs and all kind of stuff, man. So I hope y'all appreciated my time. Hocus 4/5, the biggest rat. That's a fact. Oh yeah, let me tell y'all about the poll. So the poll is Wack 100 the biggest rat in hip hop? 151 votes. 95% of the YouTube chat said that Wack 100 is the biggest rat in hip hop. 2% said no, he's not. 3% said Charleston White is. I guess he keeps good company. Nobody voted for the Crip Cop. Christopher Love, boy, yeah, I am tired. and I'm off that medication, antibiotics. So look, y'all enjoy y'all night. Thank y'all for supporting the Damu Kiwe Conversations. We out of here, man. Salute.